Good afternoon. It is Thursday, November 7th, and I've been wanting to meal prep for a little while. Although it's Florida and the weather is still very warm down here, I've always been a fan of chili. Like, I used to enter chili competitions as the only vegetarian chili option up in Arkansas when I lived up there. And I just thought it'd be nice to make it again and do meal prepping, especially because what's going on in the world right now. I'd rather be prepared than sorry, so I'm going to go find the recipe that I use. I think I found it. It's bakerita.com/the best chili. It's from 2016. I think this is the recipe, but like I kind of like mixed and matched some ingredients. I'm not a fan of bell peppers, so I'm not adding the bell peppers, and I don't eat meat, so I'm not adding the ground beef, Italian sausage, or bacon into it. I could maybe add Morningstar bacon, but that's just going to raise the price up a little bit. I'm mostly going to focus on the vegetables that they use in this recipe. And then instead of the meats, I'm going to add TVP. And I'm more of a beans person. And I know I'm not a Texas chili person. I'm more of like a northern chili person. It's going to be very bean heavy with a little bit of the texturized vegetable protein. I only have a little bit of it left anyways, so that's my own fault. I'm not going all the way out to Kissimmee or Orlando or wherever it is to Whole Foods just for TVP, even though it is nice. Oh, I might just Amazon it, to be honest, because I do need it. I know I'm going to end up wanting some cottage pie later on this week, but I'd rather just not worry about it today because this is meal prep time. We're getting ready. There's a lot of wasps outside, so I'm sorry if I keep on like staring off. It's a little bit distracting because I don't like that we have wasps outside of our window. So anyways, let me write down this recipe and then we'll be going off to Publix. I just finished uploading my video from our road trip. That was a doozy. And I'm like honestly surprised that I kept up with vlogging the whole entire time. Like I'm surprised with myself, and I think that it was an okay video. A lot of rambling, but honestly, that's what vlogs are in general, I feel like. It's just people rambling and just having somebody extra to talk to. So, all right, getting ready. By the way, I am wearing my little space culinarian outfit. That's what I've deemed it. I need to make more aprons. 100% I need to make more aprons. This is very cute. I know I wear this like all the time, but like I'm just still very obsessed with the fact that I made it. I made this. I got this from Holly Scribble. I forgot their name, but I got this at a convention. And then I have my jewelry on, which I'm pretty sure I got these from big box places, so I'm not going to mention. Anyways, let's get started. I really didn't want to use my handbook for the dead little notebook that I had started for my baking stuff because I didn't want to mix like sweets with like recipes for, savories. So I found this one and it's pretty hefty. I've had this since at least 2016. Also, I don't think this is the recipe I used. I moved out here at the end of 2016 and I started doing the chili recipes in 2015, I want to say, because it was like around winter time when I started doing it. Anyways, this is going to be a little bit too cumbersome to bring into the store. I don't want people staring at me. They're already going to stare at me. I mean, look at me. But I really don't want to bring this into the store. So I took a picture of it. I did some adjustments to this recipe because I also happened to add taco seasoning to my TVP to give it more flavor, because TVP really doesn't have any flavor except for the soy or whatever texturized vegetable protein that's in it. To add a little bit of flavor, I'm going to take what they said on the recipe and cook it with onion, but also add the taco seasoning. I'm going to buy cheese. I don't think I want to buy sour cream because then we're just going to waste sour cream because I'd be the only one eating it, and then I don't know what I do with the rest of the sour cream. I might buy more bread. This recipe calls for Worcestershire sauce, and I don't have any Worcestershire sauce. I know I can turn it into barbecue sauce later, so that's a plus for buying it. And what else? I'm not doing basil or whatever. It's not cumin. I love cumin, so that's going in there. But yeah, we'll get started going. And then I need to double check, but I might need more face wash. So I might go out to Bath and Body Works. And then I might also stop at Michael's to get more inspiration for Christmas. I kind of pseudo filmed a vlog on Monday, but then I realized that I really didn't have the spoons. And like, I was just getting frustrated more and more as I recorded. And so I just ended up deleting that video. I went there for inspiration for Christmas. I do have a winter project going on. I say Christmas because it's like the easiest thing to associate. That's just the commercialized holiday. I don't know what else. This area is very religious. So I might also stop by Michael's because I have a plan of like using inspiration from Michael's, from Home Goods even, if I still have the spoons. We'll see, because Publix is one of those places that kind of overstimulates me, but it is my shopping destination. So let's get started. I already said, let's get started. Like Rosanna Pansino, who is not a clout goblin. I know that like makes me super millennial coded for saying this, but like she's who got me into baking. And to be called a clout goblin because she's just stating what she knows as a food safety person, yeah, it's wild. That whole entire drama is wild. If you're keeping up with that, well, bless. What a crazy accusation to call her. But anyways, let's get started. Of course, I chose the wrong time to come out here. The elementary schools just got out, and there's like 50 million schools around us, which is like great because like honestly, I feel safe in our neighborhood, in our surrounding area. And on top of that, like I get to see how diverse our area is, and it gives me a lot of hope. But also, I hate driving. Like, oh, and it's so stressful to drive when it's just stressful in general. So, we're here at Publix. We're gonna go. I decided to just come straight home because honestly, if I leave the house, if I go to like an accessories store just to look at things, I'm probably gonna buy something. The other day, I went to Michael's. I think I talked a little bit about that, but that was a whole car drive away, right? I went to Michael's to get some inspiration for like holiday winter outfits. And I definitely came out the store with some items, but it's all going to go towards my outfit that I'm making, except for one thing. But there was a Halloween sale. It was like over 60% off. Like there was like the haunted. Let me just show you. I bought this little guy for like $2, and it's going to be like, it says it's a ice mold stick, whatever. I think I could use it for other things. I think I could use it as like chocolate sticks or something, because like it has like the little stick insert there, but I don't think that's what I want to use it for. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I think it'd be really cute because I have like on my queue of things to do. I was going to make like these apple cupcakes flavored with like pistachio and then like apple jam on the inside. I talked a little bit about it before, but like that was like weeks ago when I bought the ingredients, and I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm just that kind of person. But yeah, I got this, which was the accessory that I really didn't need. I got these from the Haunted Forest line from Michael's, and I've been looking at these, and then the flowers that go with them, these flowers, as soon as I saw them in Michael's, I absolutely knew that I wanted them. The problem was it's like $14.99 regular price, and that's just way too expensive. Like $14.99 for a bunch of these. I think it'd be really cute to put like little dewdrops on some of them, and you just use hot glue for that. But this with this together, like what a gorgeous combo. I love those colors together. So I think maybe I'm going to make a headband out of it. And also from the winter line, I got this. This one was 60% off, $14.99 regular price. So maybe it was only 40% off. But the other two I got for like $6 each, which is way more affordable than $15 plus tax. This one, I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was a couple days back. But I think mixing these three together would be really cute for the outfit I have planned. I am working on the witch hat. I'll show you guys after I put all the groceries away. They're melting out there in the living room. I need to put them away. I've had on my bathroom counter an empty box of this, because I've been meaning to replace that box. That's how my ADHD brain like fixes itself. It's not fixed. Like I'm going to be ADHD for the rest of my life. But the thing is, like, I will forget that I need to buy some extra. So I keep the empty box on top of my counter. And so now I have 2 extra ones. It wasn't an expected purchase. However, it is a purchase that needed to happen. When I went to check out, the bagger, she had greeted me earlier when I was walking into the store. She liked my style. And like she asked me where I worked, and I told her where I worked. But I was like, this is who I am though. This isn't a costume. This is just how I'm dressed. And she was like, oh, that's so awesome. And then she told me about this BioTrue, and she's like, I love that stuff. I put it on my stretch marks. I'm like, I've never heard of it. And she's like, yeah, my mother-in-law told me about it. I'm like, huh, interesting. I don't have the money to be spending that on this for my stretch marks. I'm okay with my stretch marks. Like, I've lived with them for 32 years. Well, I gained them like when I was younger, but like I'm 32 now. At this point, stretch marks mean nothing to me. Like, it's just who I am. I can't change the fact. I mean, if I had a limited amount of money, I'm sure I could, but I'm okay with who I am. So I don't mind my stretch marks being out here. I have some. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I have some, and we shouldn't be ashamed of having stretch marks. And if it does work, I'll never know. It's just saline solution. So whatever. I'm going to go put that away. I'm starting to lay everything out. I might make a TikTok video out of this. I don't know, because like a lot of this is just like throwing stuff together and letting it simmer. So, oh, and I just remembered, I forgot to get green onions. I have some chives like trying so hard to grow over on my windowsill. Let me show you. It's like right there, but it's not enough to top anything. Like, it's getting watered. I know the pot is too small for it and probably dirty, but it's trying. It's doing its best. Another thing I meant to do while I was out was to buy like a 36-inch like ceramic bowl or something. I want to start growing that cotton. I need to look into like when's the best time to plant and gestate and all that, because I want to be perfect with it. I want this plant to thrive. I don't want it to be like every other plant that I have that only survives because they don't need to be watered as often and they have like other nutrition needs, like my bellflower plant. Not bellflower, it's like a bell pitcher plant. Literally eats bugs. So that's why it survived for so long. Yeah, so I need to do some more research because I really, really want my cotton plant to do well if I do let it grow, because I think it'd be such a flex to grow my own cotton and weave it and like make my own, not fabric, because I don't think I ever want to weave my own fabric, but like spin it into yarn. That'd be such a flex, right? So I've got my big old stock pot out. I'm going to start with the TVP first. We're going to rehydrate these. I'm going to rehydrate it using veggie stock because honestly, I have too much. I have 32 ounces. I think that I only need 2 cups for the chili, so I'm going to use some of that for the TVP to give it extra flavor. After that, I'm going to, well, while it's boiling, I guess, and rehydrating, I'm going to chop up these onions so I can cook it up along with some garlic because I love garlic and onions. Maybe I should do that first. I think I'm going to do the garlic and onions in oil first, set that to the side, and then, oh no, I'll add it afterwards. I'm a bad cook. My husband is the culinarian here. I just pretend. I cosplay as a culinarian. And then I'm going to throw on some of this ancho and jalapeno seasoning. This was buy one, get one. I'm excited to try it. I also got a birria taco one, and I didn't want to use this in the chili because I think that the flavor would be something I want to savor. So I might use that on like jackfruit. I know you can make jackfruit like barbecue stuff, so I think it'd be really interesting to do jackfruit with birria tacos. Sorry for my pronunciation, but I can't roll my R's. So we're going to get that started. I got my little LaCroix, the mojito LaCroix. I'm not much of a fizzy water drinker. However, this mojito one has been pretty addicting. We're going to start that. I am going to film for TikTok because I think there's enough steps that I can do TikToks on. So if you want like a short and condensed version, I will have it on my shorts probably before this video comes out. But like this is, I'm just going to probably periodically jump in here and there to be like, hey, this is what I did. And plus like I get lonely. So yeah. Let's get started. I have my safety goggles on because I don't want to risk getting some onion juice in my eyes. I also have gloves just in case I rub my eyes because I have a bad habit of doing that. I'm kind of regretting getting a yellow onion. I prefer white onions, but the recipe called for yellow. Man, they might think that is the best option, but I think it's going to be too sweet. So if anything, like I can just go out to Publix tomorrow or whenever and just add it on as a sprinkle on top because we like white onions in this household. Hopefully it's still okay. I don't know if my burner works, by the way, so we might be here forever, but we're gonna do some onions. Worked like a charm. Like, honestly, I'm gonna swear by this for now. I only like cut half of the onion, but I feel like this actually works. I am a very messy slicer. I don't slice things ever. I always ask my husband to do it because I'm scared I'm gonna cut myself. But I think I did a good job. Not pretty dices, but I'm not getting paid to dice them well. They're just gonna get cooked and they're just gonna taste good. So, yay! Okay, I was right that one of my burners are out, but it's not completely out, so that's why it took so long for my water to boil. It didn't even boil. I was just like over it. I'm like, how has it not boiled yet? And now on to my favorite part, which is sauteing the garlic and onion, because that's the smells. Oh, it smells so good. When, like, literally you can impress anybody when you saute onion in general, but garlic and onion together, mwah, it's so good. So we're going to saute that. Then we're going to start doing the little TVP thing, and then we're going to do the taco seasoning on it, and then we'll get on to the easy part, which is just simmering. You hear it sizzling? It's sizzling! So, I had something to say, but I forgot because I got distracted by the sizzling. Oh yeah, I remembered. So I'm thinking of saving the garlic and onion because I know you can make veggie stock out of it. So what I actually bought was veggie broth, and I don't know if it's the same thing or not. I'm not, I don't feel like Googling it right now, to be honest. But I think that it'd be really nice to make my own veggie stock because, like, I want to be a little bit more resourceful when it comes to cooking, because that's one of the reasons why I am doing this meal prep stuff. Chili is really easy to meal prep, right? You make one big batch and then you separate it into like little jars. Luckily, my husband loves to order in Chinese food, so we have a bunch of these takeaway like containers, right? I know that it's going to be really easy and like so much cheaper on us to do this kind of meal prep once a week, because I normally fall under like certain safety foods. And like one of my issues is that I have a hard time wanting to like get up and make food. So that being the case, if I make a big batch of it like once a week, maybe once every other week, then I could just microwave it or reheat it on the stove. And then not only will I save time, I will save money and all of that. So I'm really, really excited for this winter, this season, because it's going to be a warm winter, I feel like, until like February. We don't get cold down here until like early January, February. So like I'm a little bit concerned with myself for wanting soup right now, but it is chili season up in Arkansas, and I really, really want to feel like I'm in the fall spirit. So, veggie prep. Always before I start adding my soup and whatever, I give it a little taste, because a lot of times TVP like has such a strong flavor of like no flavor. So, it's pretty salty. I think it needs a little bit of like other chili flavors. So maybe like a little bit of cumin, a little bit of coriander, maybe hot chili pepper, but like that's all going to go inside. So I like to add the seasonings before I add the rest of the soup, because I think that's just when you have a good base, good steady like protein base that has a lot of flavor, it really brings out the flavor in the soup because it can just seep in. So I'm going to add some more flavor to it, and then I'm going to add in the soup. Great news. The coriander helped balance it because I thought it was a little bit too salty. But coriander is kind of sweet. A lot of times you'll see it in like spaghetti for some reason. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I like having it in the chili just for a little dash of it. Not enough that you know that it's coriander because it just smells too sweet. We're going to add the soup base now. And then we're going to hang out and start doing my projects. So I know a lot of people, when they use like pre-packaged beans, they rinse off their beans. But to be honest, I think all the flavor is in the juice. So I don't completely like drain out my stuff. I just kind of drain it out, and whatever's left is left. I don't rinse them. I love flavor. I mean, I just don't understand how people don't want flavor and just wants to add their flavor. If you don't want flavor on your beans, just get dry beans and rehydrate them. Okay, I gotta get a little simmer pot thing on because it's starting to bubble up. But I'm doing the beans right now, and I'm letting the tomato paste mix with the Worcestershire sauce and the veggie broth. I might have to add water later. If I keep on talking, I'm going to have to add a lot of water. So let me continue. Of course, I'm kind of biased because I always get the flavored beans. I always get like the spicy chili beans or like mild chili or something that's cooked or like sauced because I think beans are boring by themselves. So they need a little bit of flavor and I like the spicy flavor. So also I understand getting canned beans because it's a lot quicker to make and eat. But like there's also beans over in the frozen aisle. Stop eating my beans. Not that anybody is. I'm being a jerk for no reason. Also, another thing I don't do is I don't drain the tomatoes. I don't think the recipe calls for it to be drained. So it adds a little bit more liquid because like at first, like when you're making everything, you're like, oh my God, I don't think that there's going to be enough liquid. Trust the process. The beans add a lot more weight. Like, look at that. There's a lot more in there than you think. And that was with me kind of boiling the water. That was with me using the TVP, using the veggie stock and all that jazz. I even started doubting myself because I do that all the time because I forget the weight of beans. Even in the grocery store, I forgot the weight of beans. Let's be real. I went in there with my little basket thinking that was going to be good enough. And by the end of the trip, I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Like one of the reasons why I didn't go all the way out to Michael's to get more inspiration, not just because I wanted to save money, because knowing me, I'm an impulsive spender. I also was tired because like I also had to carry all 4 bags to my car and I parked kind of far away because I normally do in general, just so it's easier for me to back out. I don't mind the walk. I hate being close to people. I hate like having to wait for other people to move. It's not their fault. I just don't want to be around that. And I just feel so awkward whenever that happens. But anyways, beans are heavy. Moral of the story, beans are heavy. Don't underestimate the amount of water that you have in here. Not that anybody's really following my instructions anyways, because like I'm just going off the haywire. But yeah, that's my suggestion when you're making chili. I need to do my dishes because I'm looking over there and the sink is not emptying because there's beans in the drain. And I'm going to clean up a little bit and then I'll move on to doing my crafts because if I don't do the dishes now, I'm never going to do them because that's how my ADHD works for some gosh darn reason. I think that's pretty normal of ADHD people, but like it's so frustrating. Like learning how to work around your neurodiversity has been a task. Knowing that you're not doing it on purpose, it's just literally the way you're born, has helped me immensely with being able to get tasks done around the house. So like I said, we're going to do the dishes. Then we're going to go move on to my little witchy forest hat, which I did tell you guys I was going to show you all, but I didn't get around to it because I needed to start this or it would never get started. So let's go hyping myself up for dishes time. I'm watching Efteling's Dan's Macabre, like grand opening and like tearing up even talking about it. But, I want to be there so bad. It's a new dark ride. I don't know if it's like a roller coaster because I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm watching Theme Park Worldwide's video on it, and I want to be there. Like I've always wanted. Well, I don't know if I've always wanted to go to Efteling, but I've heard good things about Efteling and them playing Danse Macabre, like one of my favorite classical pieces of all time. Of course, it's something so macabre, but I want to be there. Please reel it in, reel it in. That opening was phenomenal. Like they had fireworks, they had fog, and like it's kind of like a castle looking building, and like they had live singers and live musicians. Like, come on, how incredible. What an opening. I'm gonna like take a little breather, soak in this video. I am watching on my Switch, so I really can't really see anything, and it just beeped to tell me that it needs to be charged. And then after I finish this video, then I'll go over and pick up my forest witch hat and show y'all because it's a good video, y'all. It's good. It's good. Lol, I forgot to stir the pot and I got so distracted by this video that I just forgot that I need to stir it every now and then. Some of the beans are a little bit burnt, and to be fair, I'm okay with that. It gives it a little bit of a smoky flavor. I don't know how my husband's going to feel about that. He's probably not going to like it, but honestly, this is mostly meal prep for me, so we're good. I'm sad. I don't know if I can ever visit Efteling. It's in the Netherlands. It's so far away, and I don't know if that's something like we'd have to plan a whole trip just for Efteling, just for Danse Macabre. Like, I just watched the ride, and it's not a roller coaster, which is great. However, it is a kind of a spinny ride, so I'd have to bring my Dramamine, which I don't know if that's like something that's allowed to be brought over, because I know there's some like restrictions with stuff going across seas. And they probably have Dramamine there, to be fair. But I wouldn't know what it would be called because it's probably going to be in a different language. I know there's a lot of English speakers there, but holy cow, what a beautiful ride. Like the ride is synced up to the music, and y'all know, I don't know if maybe y'all know, if you've been watching my TikToks, my reels, my shorts, everything I do is edited to music cuts. And the fact that they could do it with a ride, like I see it all the time with like fireworks shows and even like drone shows, but I've never seen a ride that was synced up with music. Like most of it is just like kind of synced up, like you go to the next room and the music kind of plays with the ride trolley that you're in. But this one, like literally it spins you accordingly towards the music. It brings you up accordingly with the music. And like at the very end where it's the dun, it brings you down with a duh at the very end. I don't know what it's called. I failed music theory, but wow, what an incredible looking ride. I want to go so bad. If anybody wants to sponsor me, please, 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 please let me go to Efteling. Now that I'm done crying over how beautiful of a park Efteling is, here's the hat I'm working on so far. I'm using a Karen cloud cake that I got from North Carolina while on our road trip out at Michael's. It did start like, so I did just add the floral tape or the wire tape, whatever that you use for wreaths. And I did it a little bit too small, but when I put it on, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. I think the curve in is actually going to help with the whole entire look. Now I'm working on like, I'm going to do another row just so I can cover up whatever this green actual floral tape, because it didn't quite fit underneath the yarn, and it's like sticking to the yarn because this yarn is very like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's very not wound, if that makes sense. Because of that, I'm going to do one more row, and then I think I want to do like under rows so I can get like more of the dark green in there. Like the top is very white, and I don't know how I feel about that, but after that, I'm going to start putting the florals on. I want for sure one of the pink flowers up here. I want to do like mistletoe kind of thing, like cranberry. They're not cranberries, they're hollies, right? We'll do like one little branch of like a holly branch or something on the end of this. And then I'm going to add like little decorations on the side to give it more of like a frosted foresty look. So one thing about this yarn is that you have to know absolutely if you're not going to frog this, especially if you do like a foundation stitch for your first row. I wasted quite a bit of yarn earlier. I set it off to my side to make it for stuffing. I think I have it right here. And like, it's really frustrating that it's come down to that. But yeah, you have to make sure that you don't want to frog it because it will not untangle. It won't frog. It just kind of becomes a big old mess. Speaking of big old mess, there's a little knot in there and I just found it. This yarn is very, very soft and I've been pretty happy with it so far. It's just that initial foundation crochet stitch when I was trying to frog it, because at first I thought I was going to make a shawl out of it, but I think I'm much happier with the witch hat. By the way, this witch hat is based off of another witch hat. I can't remember the name of it. I said it in the last vlog, but I deleted that vlog. Basically, it's just based off of her hat, but I added a couple rows here and there, and I kind of changed how I did the flare, whatever it's called, the brim. That's where we are for right now. I think I can at least finish the crochet part of this hat today. I don't know how I'm going to do like the decorative parts, but I know for sure I started working on the brim of it because I can't count and like talk to people. So whenever I am on the phone with somebody, I just kind of work on this. I want to do this around it, and then that's where I'm going to add all the florals to it. I think I want to make it at least one row higher and then call it quits for that. But yeah, we're going to keep on working around this brim and then start working on the innards of it. Oh, also, my mother-in-law got me this cool little toy. It works so well. It's been really nice because like Of course, I wanted to start on the inside, but like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I want to start the top to be white and then gradually grow out. So this has been really nice to just pull from the outside. Yeah, I had to take the label off, but this has just been so nice to work with. Looks like YouTube is down on the PC. So I gotta figure out something to do to keep me entertained while I'm doing this. I've been meaning to watch some movies. I know I've been meaning to watch Agatha all along because some of my mutuals recommended it, but like also I don't know if I have the emotional strength to get invested. So we're gonna look online to see what I want to watch. Honestly, just forgot that I was making chili. I'm not gonna be able to finish that tonight because I'm hungry and I want to eat and it's loud in there. So yeah, I need to go finish up the chili and then finish up the TikTok video I was gonna make. The outfit I'm making is gonna slowly but surely come together. It's just one of those where I need to be careful about not doing a project so quickly that it's just done, because it's not fair to me as an artist and it's not fair to y'all as viewers of my art to see something that's just so half-assed, you know? So anyways, dinner time. Dinner. Here's my bowl with a cute little bat. It's supposed to be like a cheese dip thing, whatever. I never use it for cheese. I literally just use it for soup. And then here are the leftovers. I need to save some for husband. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he'll want some. I think these are about halfway. I don't know the sizes of these, so my portion sizes are off. But I know I have at least 4 meals here. Maybe 5. Not entirely sure, but there's 4 meals here. There's 6 meals here with all this bread. I have so much bread right now, and it's a good dipping, and like it fills me up. So I added like jalapenos on top, and then these dillies. They're pickles. And like I know most people put like crackers or something on theirs. Oh, I also put cheese on top. But mine kind of just looks like soup. Not gonna lie, it didn't stiffen up a lot. And I think I just added too much water. I definitely suggest not adding more water, but whatever. It's fine. It'll be fine. By the next time I make it, it's gonna stiffen up a little bit, but it's pretty tasty. I'm not mad at it. It's not the best chili I've ever made, but it is a chili that I do enjoy to eat. I've been avoiding social media all day because of a certain result in our elections. And because I finally had the time to sit down and eat, I'm feeling those feelings all over again. And I know I'm not alone in this. It's tough. There's a lot of things that are very, very stressful right now. I feel so sorry for my LGBTQIA plus friends, all my friends, all of my female friends. It's just going to be really tough. We fought so hard to be so progressive, and people just didn't show up to vote. And it's a shame. We can't blame the third party voters. If we had the ability to vote third party, I wouldn't have voted for either candidate. However, it was between two people, and I didn't feel like I wanted to throw away my vote. And I'm really disappointed in the lack of people who showed up for voting. It's really sad. And now we're here. So one of the reasons why I wanted to get into meal prepping is because I am really stressed out, and that's something that affects my appetite. And I think if I become more of a homebody, if I become more into, like, if I become more resourceful, I think I'll be okay. That way I don't have to focus on what's going on in politics. I try not to be a political person, but this is something that's very near and dear to my heart, knowing that a lot of my friends, me myself included, are kind of going to start being discriminated against more openly than it has been. I'm really sad. I want people to know that they shouldn't give up, that we are still in here, we are still in the fight, and that we should still be resilient. We shouldn't disappear. We shouldn't just off ourselves because of the discrimination we're going to face. We're stronger than that. We need to keep ourselves around and alive so we can get to being more accepted and not discriminated against. I don't want to end this on a sad note, but I'm also very tired because I just finished eating all my chili, and I really don't want to be sitting here searching through Reddit while watching YouTube. And because my mind is a little bit sad now, I don't want to crochet. So I'm going to go and doom scroll and figure what I want to do next week. I think I'm going to start working on my dress. So the plan for this Force Switch outfit is I'm going to crochet the hat. The dress, I don't know if I want to make a sailor outfit for it. So I don't know if I want to make a green outfit and then like throw a white apron over it and then have like brown stockings, or if I want to do like a brown dress that I already have and throw like a sprucey colored apron over it. I know for sure I'm making an apron this year, and I know for sure I'm making a dress. I might also make a jacket. I don't know. I mean, I did say Christmas outfit, I think, earlier, but this isn't going to be done by Christmas. There's no way. It's November 7th now, and I don't even celebrate Christmas anyways. So I think I want to get this outfit done for Megacon, which is in February. And I haven't gotten my tickets yet, but my best friend has booked our hotel. So I need to like save money and start planning for that. And yeah, so next week we're going to probably be working on the dress, unless for some reason I just don't have the spoons to work on the crochet all week. I doubt that because it is my comfort hobby right now and it's almost done. So I don't think I'll be working on it by next week. I think I'll be working on the dress next week. Whatever I decide, I'll be working on that. Sorry to kind of end this on a sad note. I'm just a sad person and I shouldn't have been scrolling social media because I'm doom scrolling and I'm just sad. So I'll see y'all next week. And thanks for holding me accountable because I sure needed it. Bye-bye.